Hello, my name is Ted Jennings. I teach at the Chicago Theological Seminary. For many years, I've had the pleasure of teaching the history of Christian thought to entering seminary students. And now, we're going to be able to offer this course as part of our online offerings at CTS. Now, what is theological education for? The idea, I think, is to discover and explore resources that will alter and illuminate our lives, in the world, in the Christian community, in our own journey of understanding, commitment, and engagement. The journey is not narrowly practical, but it's also not narrowly abstract. Rather, it's an integration toward transformative engagement. Not seeking professional certification, but a profound intellectual and spiritual journey that entails encounters with voices other than our own. In this course, we have a chance to reach out for resources that help us to overcome intellectual and spiritual poverty that results when we're trapped in our own time, our own context, our own heads. For others before us have sought to understand and communicate faith. Others before us have struggled to hold up their lives and their times to the illuminating Word of God. Others before us have sought to give help to the perplexed, encouragement to the afflicted, challenge to the powers that imprison the truth. We can do no more than make a start because the resources of the Christian tradition are immense. 20 centuries of struggle for clarity and faithfulness lie behind us. And we will just glance at 15 or 16 of these centuries in a rapid overview in which we can do little more than get our bearings and learn how to look for what we need. There are difficulties in this task that have to do with more than the sheer immensity of the material that's been handed down to us. For we must somehow be willing to confront the ideas of people whose questions were often different from our own, in cultures and contexts quite remote from our own. Now, we do this not because our own questions are unimportant or less urgent, but because we hope to be able to do in our own time what they sought to do in theirs, render the faith both thinkable and practicable. We have to learn to read or listen with care and respect. With care, because the language is not our own. With respect, because these writers, these thinkers, these people can no longer defend themselves. This entails an ethic of reading that includes respect for the dead. Not in order to be governed by them, but in order to be hospitable to their struggles, as we hope that those who come after us will also be welcoming to us, perhaps even forgiving in accepting our inevitable shortcomings. In order to accomplish this, we're going to be doing two sorts of things. First, each week we'll read closely and carefully a significant text from the vast treasure house of the history of Christian thought. These documents will include the writings of some of the most important theologians, from Irenaeus and Athanasius to Luther and Calvin. But we'll also look at other kinds of texts, the writings of mystics, and the resolutions of church councils. We'll ask, what are they really saying in their own time and place? In addition to this, there will be readings and lectures that deal with a number of basic themes, struggles, and challenges faced by Christians through the ages as they sought to be faithful interpreters and practitioners of Christianity. Topics like martyrdom and monasticism, the resurrection of the body, and the body of the poor. Questions like, what sort of God do we worship? And what is the role of divine grace and human freedom? We'll look at the contributions of women through the ages and the role that Judaism and Islam play in the development of Christian thought. History of Christian thought is a grand adventure in exploring new intellectual territory and discovering rich resources for our own work as innovative interpreters of this tradition. We'll face honestly the record of failure, as Christianity has often allied itself with wealth and power, with violence and avarice. But it's also a history of courage and creativity, as people have struggled to find more fruitful and more faithful ways of giving an account of the hope that is in us. To join in this work of discovery and of discernment, contact us at the website for Chicago Theological Seminary, ctschicago.edu. Thank you.